Do you feel your career is nearing the finish line?
I think,
Man,
I've been in professional boxing since I was 15 years old.
wow.
Almost 18 years in fighting a professional.
He's a man of his word, because I remember in 2018 when he did the deal, the 5-year deal, I asked you, like, how much longer you want to fight? Is this 5-year deal done with the zone? And you said,
I think it's gonna be enough. A lot of years in boxing and accomplish a lot of things, and then I need to enjoy my life with my family and everything. But it's time. I think it's time, and it's sad to hear, but
Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed king of super middleweight boxing, has sent shockwaves through the fight world after recent reports emerged regarding his grueling and controversial victory over David Benavides. In May 2024, whispers began circulating about Canelo's being. However, it was his next fight against the hard-hitting Jaime Munguia in September that truly ignited. The Munguia fight was a brutal war. Both fighters exchanged heavy blows throughout the 12 rounds, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, but also fearing for their health. Canelo emerged victorious by a narrow split decision, but footage of the fight showcased a concerning decline in his reflexes and overall sharpness. This, coupled with the visible punishment he absorbed, prompted his team to schedule a battery of medical tests.
That he's one of the best. He's one of the best. We was able to come together and not, we didn't come together when we wanted to, but we was able to come together and get the fans a hell of a fight.
The results of these tests have painted a concerning picture. Doctors reportedly discovered signs of neurological damage, casting a dark shadow over Canelo's future in the ring. While the full extent of the damage remains undisclosed, it's significant enough to raise serious questions about whether he can safely continue boxing. Canelo himself has been understandably tight-lipped about the situation. In a recent interview, he admitted to experiencing some lingering effects from the Munguia fight, but downplayed the seriousness of the diagnosis. "Sure, I took some punishment in there," he conceded. "Every fighter does. I'm a warrior, and I'll bounce back. These doctors are just being cautious." However, Canelo's bravado can't mask the underlying worry. The fire that once burned so brightly in his eyes seems dimmed. The sport of boxing is littered with tragic tales of fighters who ignored warning signs and continued competing well past their prime, ultimately paying a heavy price for their bravado. The boxing community is united in its concern for Canelo. Trainers, fighters, and fans alike are urging him to prioritize his health. Canelo has achieved legendary status, said his longtime trainer Eddie Rosso. He doesn't need to prove anything more. His health is paramount. If the doctors are advising caution, he needs to listen. The news of Canelo's potential retirement has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. He is not just a champion, he is a global icon who has transcended the sport. Fights a mega events.
Living in LA, and they would have to almost like put string on him to make sure he didn't travel too far away from the house. Like, he would get lost on his block. He didn't know what was going on. His brain is just gone. It's just gone.
Yeah, the price they pay, man.
It's the craziest
For the
price.
chance at greatness.
The craziest price, and you never know when you've crossed a
Generating massive pay-per-view numbers and propelling boxing back into the mainstream consciousness. Canelo's absence would leave a gaping hole in the sport. The upcoming generation of fighters is talented, but none have yet captured the imagination quite like Canelo. Boxing needs Canelo, said rising star Demetrius Andrade. He's an inspiration to so many, but not at the expense of his health. There's a whole life outside the ring. Coming weeks and months will be crucial for Canelo. He will need to undergo further evaluation and make a difficult decision, prioritize his health, and potentially walk away from the sport he loves or risk further damage for one last shot at glory's legacy is already secure. He is a multiple division world champion, a pay-per-view superstar, and a true legend of the sport. The most important fight of his career might not be in the ring, it might be the fight for his long-term health and well-being. The entire boxing world waits with bated breath, hoping Canelo makes the right choice.
Sure. Everybody admits it. Everybody's scared of him. He dominates everybody. He's won like 50 plus matches in a row,
Now,
which
why
is
would
unheard
a
of.
guy like that not go UFC? Because of the drug testing?
No, because he could go to ONE FC. He could go to one of these organizations that doesn't test like that. But I think because he's not a striker, and
He's going to announce his next fight or two. I think he's going to say that he's going to fight Terence Crawford and David Benavides, and then he's going to retire. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I can just see Canelo fighting 1 or 2 more fights and then just riding off to the sunset. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better ending for Canelo if that's how he ended his career. So I think that's what's going to happen, but I'm really excited and curious what he's going to say tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think.
Alright guys, we got some breaking news as Canelo will make an important announcement about his career live on Mexican TV channel Azteca on Tuesday. Is Canelo retiring? Is Canelo going to give us his last 2-3 fights announced already? We'll find out on Tuesday. But Bud Crawford has been seen sparring undefeated super middleweight Lester Martinez. So is Canelo and Bud happening next? Now I doubt Canelo will retire. He still has probably a good 2 to 3 more fights left in him. Super fights at that to make him super money. But I really hope we get a David Benavides fight. If Canelo retires without fighting David Benavides, that's going to be the craziest duck of him.
Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed king of super middleweight boxing, finds himself at a crossroads. The man who has stared down the fierce IST competition in the ring now faces a different kind of opponent, his own health, after a brutal war with Jaime Munguia in September 20,000. 124 recent medical tests revealed signs of neurological damage, casting a long shadow over his future. As a fighter, the Mia fight was a turning point. It wasn't just another victory to add to Canelo's already impressive resume. It was a grueling war of attrition, a 12-round chess match played with heavy fists. Munguia, known for his relentless pressure and thunderous punch and power, lived up to his reputation. Canelo, despite emerging victorious by split decision, bore the physical brunt of the battle. That fight was different, admitted Canelo in a recent interview. Munguia is a young lion, hungry and fearless. He throws bombs with both hands. I felt every shot he landed. It was a war in there, and the war took its toll. Canelo, throughout his career, has built a reputation as an iron-shinned warrior. Brain damage, that looks terrible. That looks like someone get knocked unconscious. Oh my god, that's such a cheap shot. Yeah, for sure it's just straight sucker punching. It's totally sucker punching. Yeah, Jesus, you guys, he's absorbed punishment from some of the best fighters in the world, emerging victorious each time. The Mongu fight felt different. The reflexes that once seemed lightning fast appeared a touch sluggish. The precision in his punches, once laser sharp, seemed slightly off kilter. I've always prided myself on my defense, Canelo continued, but Munguia throws punches in bunches, and some of them get through. Over the years, all those shots add up. You can't ignore Father Time forever. The recent medical diagnosis was a sobering reality check. While the full extent of the damage is still unknown, it's enough to raise serious concerns. Doctors have advised caution, and the boxing world is united in its concern for Canelo's health. Canelo is more than just a fighter, said his longtime trainer Eddie Reynosa. He's like a son to me. His health is the most important thing. If there's even a small risk, we can't let him step in the ring again. This isn't an easy decision for Canelo. He's a fighter who thrives on competition, who craves the roar of the crowd and the adrenaline rush of battle. Walking away from the sport he loves at the peak of his career would be a monumental sacrifice. Boxing is all I've ever known, Canelo confided. It's in my blood. Stepping into that ring, feeling the lights, the energy, there's nothing quite like it. There's also a wife, a daughter, a life outside the ring. I have to think about them too. The legacy Canelo has already built is undeniable. He's a multiple division world champion, a pay-per-view superstar, and a true legend of the sport. He's faced the best and emerged victorious, etching his name in boxing history. But this fight for his health might be the most important one yet. There are a lot of pressure, Canelo admitted, from the fans, from myself. Everyone wants me to keep fighting, but I can't fight far the time. This decision is about more than just me. It's about my future, my family's future. Coming weeks and months will be crucial for Canelo. He will need to undergo further evaluation and make the toughest decision of his career. Does he risk further damage for one last shot at glory, or does he prioritize his health and walk away on top? Canelo Alvarez, the fighter who has always been fearless in the ring, now faces a different kind of fear. The fear of the unknown, the fear of what the future holds. One thing remains certain: the boxing world waits with bated breath, hoping Canelo makes the right choice for himself and his long-term well-being.